Guys, this is Kimberly St. John, the Healthy Mindset Nurse. I'm here to bring you tips and tricks to hopefully help you survive and also thrive as a new nurse, or you may be a nurse struggling to keep that motivation up and continue to love what you've worked so hard to do, which is become a nurse. Wherever you are, whether you're a student, whether you're more experienced, you should be very proud of yourself for everything that you've done. Nursing school is hard. It's really hard. And it's also challenging when we become new nurses and have to adapt to all of that. So first of all, before you beat yourself up or are down on yourself, negative, just give yourself a break and realize how far you've come. So today I want to answer a few questions. I have had several new nursing students with me lately, which has been really awesome. And it's funny because I have not come across any like new grads or students in quite some time. Possibly it's the time of year it is now, or just where I happen to be, or kind of like working on the days when we happen to have students. And it's been really great, actually. It's been a great experience, and I've always vowed not to be that mean nurse because I have had that experience before. Hopefully none of you have, but if you have, I'm going to help you through that and understand that you need to stand up for yourself, and you deserve a supportive and kind nurse to guide you, especially when you're new, because it can be really scary and overwhelming. So anyway, I've just had a really great experience with the students that I've had, and I hope that I have been able to support them and help build their confidence to be able to go on to become confident nurses. That's always my goal. So 3 questions I want to answer, because these are some questions that I have seen and that I've been getting. So one main question that I've noticed that students and new nurses have is, how can I adapt to being a working nurse and understand what it truly means to be a nurse? And so I want to answer this question by saying, anything new that you do, it's going to get easier in time, and essentially you are going to have to create and over time and practice and experience, you're basically going to have it be a new sense of identity, which takes time and it's difficult. I totally remember when I was in nursing school and I was excited about it and I was excited about becoming a nurse, but I remember thinking there was kind of this separation, like, I am this person, I have done this in my life. I can't really quite realistically see myself as an actual working nurse. Like, I'm excited about it, but I just don't see myself as that yet. That's totally normal because you haven't done it yet, or perhaps you're very new at it. It will come in time, and day after day, week after week, your skills, your confidence are going to grow, and next thing you know, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm doing this. Like, I'm a nurse. Like, they haven't fired me yet, so I guess I must be doing something right. And my patients actually seem to feel comfortable with me, and I can answer questions for the family, and it's going to come. It just takes time, and it's you're going to have that sense of identity as a nurse once you just build the confidence and build the skills, and it just takes time. So you will get there, though, I promise. It gets easier. The job itself doesn't always get easier. It's never like a walk in the park. I mean, it's always a challenge to be a nurse, but it's just going to feel more comfortable, and you're going to have that sense of identity as like saying, I actually am a nurse now, over time, once you build those skills. So I promise it will come in time. So just have trust. I would say my advice to that is just trust that over time you will become that nurse and feel like that nurse that you want to feel like. The second question I want to address is, how do I communicate best with doctors and more experienced nurses? So that can be really challenging, and I know that it can be daunting, and you don't want to feel, I feel like, a major block to just being able to ask any question that you have openly to a doctor or a more experienced nurse is feeling dumb, right? Like nobody wants to ask questions and feel like whoever you're asking those questions to is going to think, oh my God, this person doesn't know anything. They're so stupid. Like that's our fears that come up, right? It's so unlikely that that's going to happen. I always encourage students and new nurses to ask any question, any and every question you can think of, no matter how silly or dumb it might feel, or how much you might feel like, oh my God, I should already know this. I've been in nursing school for however long. Please don't do that to yourself. Like, ask any question. And if you absolutely have to, you can even preface it with like, I'm just a little nervous to ask this, but and then it will help remind nurses and doctors and anybody in the interdisciplinary team. It will help remind them that you're new and that it's scary to ask questions. So just say like, look, I'm kind of nervous about asking this, whatever, but I'm going to ask it. And just ask. I mean, honestly, it's so much better to ask questions. And I can almost guarantee that nobody's going to think you're stupid for asking questions. What is way worse is that if you do not ask any questions and you're just like, yep, totally got it. Yeah, no questions. That's like, you have to have some questions. So we, as more experienced nurses and also doctors, expect you and want you to ask questions. So please ask questions and just don't be afraid. Just go for it. Okay. That's my advice for communicating best with doctors and more experienced nurses. Ask questions. The last question I want to address is, how do I handle my own fears and criticism from more experienced nurses? Well, first of all, I would hope that you don't have any criticism or reason to fear more experienced nurses. Unfortunately, and I did not have this problem very often, but there are a couple of standout times, and of course that's what you focus on afterward, where I did have an unpleasant and I would almost call it bullying, like feeling that I was being bullied, which is ridiculous and insane. Nobody should ever make another nurse feel this way, okay? Like we're all just helping patients and we all want to do our best. But unfortunately, there are those people, no matter what career you're in, that they just maybe don't know how to handle their own insecurities and they take it out on other people. So unfortunately, there might be nurses like that who just understand how, you're in a position of like being in fear anyway, and they just kind of prey on that. I hope that never happens to you, but I have had it happen to me. But you know what? I'm glad it happened because it made me vow to never be that nurse to a new nurse. I will never treat a newer nurse in any other way other than being supportive and kind. And I hope that that goes for you as well as you grow in your career. Remember where you came from. It's really scary and hard, and it's really important that we support each other. So, but how do you handle that? Well, first of all, you need to remember that you're new at something, and that's not a problem. It just is what it is. And you may be scared or fearful. It's because you're new. Of course, you're going to be overwhelmed and have a lot of questions. Okay. And you're going to get over that. No, you're not going to get over asking questions, because even now I always ask questions of my coworkers for the safety of the patient. We're always asking each other questions, no matter how many years of experience you have. So I think we should always want to ask questions. So get over your fear of asking questions, okay? Because you're always going to want to do that. And stand up for yourself. If you feel like you're being bullied, or you feel like a nurse that you are precepting with, or that's just on the unit, if you feel like they are not supporting you and that they are bullying you or talking down to you in some way, making you feel uncomfortable, stand up for yourself. No, it's not easy, but it's so important to set boundaries. And just say, hey, I don't know if you're just having a bad day or, whatever, and maybe you're not even, meaning it like this, but I'm just letting you know that I am feeling uncomfortable with the way that you are talking to me. Maybe we just have different styles. I don't know. But I really would appreciate some support because I'm new and I'm just trying to learn. Just say something simple like that. Stand up for yourself. Even as a more experienced nurse, sometimes you'll have other nurses that, who knows, maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe that's just their personality. And I just had an experience the other day when I was picking up an extra shift at a nursing home, and I had 2 carts, 2 different hallways that I had to manage. And I had the keys in one cart, and then I had the other cart open. And she wasn't even a nurse. She was somebody that worked there, and she walked by me and said, "Oh, you have the keys in the cart. You just have that wide open. I don't know." She was just whatever she was doing. And I said, "Yes, I do." And then I hopped to the next cart and was, pulling medications, hopped to the next cart. And then she said, "Oh, you have both carts, like you're having to manage both hallways?" I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I just thought you were just leaving the cart open and not thinking about it." And I said, "No, I'm actively here and I'm watching both carts and I'm managing both carts and hallways, and I didn't even go into an explanation, but I was just like, yes, I am." And she apologized. So stand up for yourself. I could have said, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I should have locked this cart," whatever. No, I'm like, no, I know what I'm doing. And yes, I'm managing both of these carts right now and everything is safe. So no matter how experienced you are, you're just going to, run into people that give you attitude. And just, stand up for yourself. So that's the main advice I have, and how I wanted to answer all of these questions is stand up for yourself, ask questions, and just let people know, hey, I'm new and I am going to have questions about things. So that's my advice, and I hope you take excellent care of yourself and have a wonderful day. I'm also going to link to my free download, which is Setting Boundaries for Nurses. This is a really important tip sheet to go over to help set boundaries, especially geared toward nurses, and I hope that you find it helpful. Thank you so much.